back to the channel, everybody. So it's been a hot minute since I've made a video, and if you're new to my channel, make sure you hit that like button. Please subscribe to the channel as well. But I finally got my hands on product made from Garmin, and it's what's in this box right here. I finally got a LiveScope system, and what I'm going to do is make a short video just to show you guys how I'm going to install it on my older style Minn Kota. But follow along and I'll show you guys how I'm going to route this thing and where I'm going to mount everything, including the GLS 10, I believe it's called, the black box. Yeah, GLS 10. Stay tuned, guys. Alright, so this is the Panoptix LiveScope Plus system. It actually comes with these new mounts, so you can switch from perspective mode and basically forward mode. This is the transducer barrel mount, which I won't be using, but the mounts I'm going to be using is going to be, I believe, this mount right here. I gotta look at the instructions, but it comes with, I think it comes with like 2 or 3 different ways to mount the transducer on the trolling motor. So let me figure that out real fast and I'll get back to y'all. Alright guys, so right there, installing the transducer on the perspective mode mount, which is right there. And if I'm not mistaken, that allows you to pretty much rotate it into perspective mode and forward mode. I'm gonna keep messing around with it and see what I come up with. Alright, so it does look like you use part A, B, and C, and that allows you to change from 3 different modes. So I'm gonna get this thing mounted on the barrel real fast and then show you guys kind of how I mounted it. And there's the transducer, LVS34, and so far that's where I got the bracket mounted. As you can see, I got it roughly probably 6 to maybe 6 inches above the shaft. Zoom out, you can see a little bit more. And I cut all the zip ties that was holding my transducer wire, which I just learned that's not good, so I'm gonna go back and tape all these wires. But I'm gonna get this thing mounted real fast and I'll show you guys what it looks like. Alright, so I got it mounted up there, but one thing I've already noticed I had to do was my transducer on my trolling motor. I had the wire at one point running underneath here, which it came out here and I ran it down the barrel. Well, because of the bracket and the way I'm running the wires, I undid all of it to bring this wire. Garmin allows you to bring the wire out on top or on the bottom down here, so I redid that to run all my wires together. So let me get all this stuff tidied up. It's getting late out here, so I may call it a night. I guess I got a whole bunch of stuff to run. There's no way I'm finishing it tonight, but stay tuned, guys. Alright guys, so it's dark out here, but I'm going to show you what I've gotten done. I got the transducer mounted, and I got the cables taped up and routed up my trolling motor shaft, so let me show you. So right there's a transducer from the down imaging, which comes up over the bracket, and then I meet it right here. And I did put a service loop in right there in case I want to put this in perspective. From there, it's routed up with another small loop, which I deployed my trolling motor to make sure I could spin it and it's not going to pull these wires. It rotates right there. So from there, I just taped it up, kind of put some tape right here to protect it from basically rubbing right here, and then got more tape right there. So now all I got to do is just follow it down the cable. But as far as the transducer being done or mounted, I think it's complete. Like I said, don't use zip ties, that's what they say. Definitely don't use zip ties, and make sure if you're going to be rotating this in its different modes to put a loop here test it out, and then account for the swivel of your head. So alright guys, so what I gotta do now is just run that down the wiring for the trolling motor and run it up to the GLS 10 right here, which I gotta mount somewhere still. And then from there I bought this is the network cable it came with, which isn't going to be long enough to reach from the GLS back to my graph. So I bought that one, which is like, I don't even know, it's like 20 feet long. Yeah, 20 feet long. So that'll go from the GLS all the way back up to this. And it is a different wire, and they actually give you this adapter. So the blue wire will plug in here, and this is what the network cable, this will plug in to my graph. And I already got a power supply in here, which is ran off lithium, and then you got the power wire for the GLS 10. So yeah, stay tuned. I'm gonna get this thing wrapped up. I'm hoping I can get out on the water this weekend and start I don't know, learn how to use this thing. It's definitely gonna be different, but it's gonna be fun. So stay tuned, y'all. I ain't gonna be able to finish it today. This is the next day. But I wanted to show you guys where I'm going to mount my GLS 10, and then show you guys where I got all my electrical, you know, fuse block and stuff mounted. So if you can see in there, that's where I mounted my NEMA network and my fuse block, and you know, its own power supply, 6-gauge wire. Looks like my door's shutting and opening, but 6-gauge wire coming in. And I'm either going to mount the GLS 10 right there, which I don't know, that's kind of close to the fire extinguisher, and if I need to get to that, you know, I'm going to need to be able to get to that. The other place I was thinking was basically mounting it somewhere right there, or maybe going up and down like that. But you know, that way if it's up and down like this, I feel like if water was to ever leak in there, it could get on these. But if you put it up and down like this, then at least, you know, water's less likely to sit on there. So yeah, hopefully tomorrow I'll be able to get that mounted and then get everything else put in. And yeah, I mean, I'm almost done. So like I said, I'll show you guys how I run the rest of the wiring. And I think what I'm going to do is I have a 10-inch right there. So I think I'm just going to run my networking cable from there, or to that one, because that is networked to that one. So in reality, with those two being networked, I shouldn't have to run my network cable, you know, all the way back from, you know, the middle of the boat, pretty much all the way back to the front of the boat. I should just be able to run it to my graph at my console, and then, you know, from there, you should be able to pick up the transducer from the front. But I'll figure out and let you guys know the best way I decide to do it. Stay tuned, y'all. Alright guys, so this is where I'm at. Got the transducer mounted. I got the cable ran down. Garmin provides this nice little plate right here. So I got the wire ran down. Now normally I would run it down the gunnel of my, there's a piping inside my boat. I'm going to show you. So normally it would go in here and then go down here, and then come out somewhere down underneath there. Well, I don't know, they probably have an extender, but the transducer wire was not quite long enough, unless I wanted to mount my black box. No, I don't even know if it would make it. So I have, show you guys, but inside there I have that black tubing up there for storage or rods. So I literally came up here, and right underneath here I drilled a 1/2-inch hole so I could feed the transducer wire through and come straight back, and as you can see, there's the wire. So I'm gonna screw this plate down and then mount my GLS 10. From there I'm gonna run the networking cable Alright, so my camera just stopped recording. But anyways, I'm going to finish running this wire, mount my GLS10, connect the network cable, connect the transducer to it, and then connect the power wire, and I should be done. So, stay tuned, I'll show you the final product. Alright guys, so I couldn't really mount it the way I wanted it to, so I'm going to end up mounting it pretty much right there on the bottom. I'm going to run the wire along the edge. That'll be covered up by some stuff, and then I got the power wire which will go right here, and then the networking cable which comes up through the gunnel, and it's going to be connected right here. So it's almost done. I'm going to get this connected up, get that power wire hooked up, and get all this crap cleaned up because I got a mess and it's late and I'm ready for bed. Stay tuned, y'all. Alright guys, so I got it done. Went out on the water today and then tested it out, and I didn't record no footage because it was like 16-mile-an-hour winds, but I can tell you it works. I picked off a fish in 22 foot of water, and if it wasn't windy I probably would have caught 7 to 8 more because there was a school of them down there and they were definitely eating because they were chasing a lot of bait. But this is definitely a game changer. I can't wait to get some footage to show you guys, especially for the ones that don't have it or thinking about getting it, because it's worth it. It's a nice, you know, it's a new technology that I got to adapt to. Everybody else is using it, so you know, might as well use it as well. I'm gonna take you up here and show you. With the boat being cleaned now, you can see the transducer mounted right there. I left the loop here in case I want to put it in down mode, and then I have this loop here which accounts for the trolling motor spinning, and then I basically just taped it all the way down my trolling motor wire, and like I mentioned, it goes in here, and then everything is mounted right down here by my power supply. From there, my networking cable, which you can see, this blue one, all my graphs are networked, so all I had to do is come from the GLS10 and go right into here. And this one right here is networked to that one right there. So that's it. Like I said, I'll get some footage soon and I'll show you guys what it's all about. Hopefully get some footage of me catching fish, but if you guys have any questions at all, feel free to reach out to me. I did pretty much, well, no, I did do all my electronics on my boat and everything works flawlessly. I have 2 10-inch screens, I have a transducer on the back of the boat on the trolling motor, and now I got the LVS34 on the trolling motor. I ran all my power wires, fuse blocks, everything's powered by a lithium battery. So again, if you guys got any questions, just hit me up on here. If you're new to my channel, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and like I said, leave me a comment if you guys have any questions at all. And until next time guys, see ya.